The commission's exhibits include a number of appointment slips or Outlook calendar appointment records relating to lunch that you had with Ed Sajecki.
Well, we would have lunch the odd time, a couple, maybe 3 times a year. Just talk about everything. Sometimes he would pay, sometimes I would pay. He always offered, though.
And when you say we talk about everything, can you narrow that down a bit for us?
I may have mentioned about world class, but we would have talked about other items as well, not specifically world class.
And what was your purpose in having lunch with Ed Sajecki on those occasions?
A friend.
Also included in the documents that the Commission has obtained are a number of voicemail messages to your mother from Tony DeChico.
Yes.
Were you aware that Tony DeChico contacted your mother from time to time once he became involved in world-class developments?
Well, I was aware he did contact her sometimes. How many, I probably was not aware.
Were you aware of this at the time he was doing it?
Not specifically.
Did you and your mother ever discuss Mr. DeChico contacting her?
No.
Now, it appears that one of the issues that Mr. DeChico contacted your mother about was litigation between Murray Cook and Leo Kupri.
Yes.
Were you aware of Mr. DeChico doing that?
Yes, I am. He called her because my mother knows Mr. Cook very well, family friend, and was hoping that my mother could resolve their differences.
And in fact, did you ever attend a meeting?
Yes.
That your mother also attended?
Yes.
In relation to that dispute?
Yes.
Who else was there?
Nobody that I'm aware of other than Tony, Murray, my mother, and myself. And it was not resolved.
Where did that meeting take place?
I believe at her house.
You recall your mother's role in the meeting?
Keep the peace.
Now, more generally, in your experience, is it usual or unusual for developers and business people to contact your mother?
Oh no, it happens every day.
And
I'm not aware of it, of course, but I know they all call her.
do you have an understanding as to what they typically ask for?
They have a problem with something, either with the city, with another developer, etc., etc.
Now, Mr. McCallion, we're going to turn to something we briefly touched on earlier, and that's your loans to world-class developments, which take place in 2007 as we look at this chronology. Now, you mentioned that a reason for involving Mr. DeChico was that world-class developments, as being run by Mr. Cook, wasn't meeting its financial obligations. Is that right, sir?
Correct.
Now, at some point, did you become concerned to the extent that you advanced money yourself?
Yes, well, I advanced money in order to keep the deal alive until we could find a suitable financier and developer. And in order to keep it alive, if the deal fell apart at that point, all my efforts for the last 4 years or 5 years have gone down the drain, which is not uncommon for a real estate agent.
Could we see Exhibit 195, please? Have you ever seen this document before?
Yes. After inquiry started.
All right. All right. You understand this to be a financial record of WCD?
Yes.
And in particular, I'm going to refer you to March 7, and this is apparently 2007 because it's immediately after an entry from March 107. We have a credit of $30,000, details PJMC deposit. Do you see that, sir?
Yes, I do.
And although you've only seen this after the inquiry was created by municipal resolution, can you tell us what that, first of all, who's PJMC?
Well, that's myself.
Peter J. McCallion?
Yes.
And the $30,000, sir, can you tell us what that was about?
Well, we had some bills coming due. Horvath is one specifically that I'm aware of that needed to be paid. And the other one underneath, ANCO, a consulting company.
So you're referring to an entry for March 19th and another entry for March 23rd. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then as we look down to May 24th, we see another credit of $73,500. And again,
Yes.
PJMC deposit. Is that correct, sir?
Correct.
And that's another instance in which you loan money to the company. Is that right, sir?
Correct, yes.
Did you ask Mr. Coupry or Mr. Cook to pay the money to meet these obligations before loaning the money yourself?
I probably did. I do know Mr. Coupry wasn't putting any more money in. And Mr. Cook, I believe at the time, didn't have any money to put in.
When we look at these amounts, $30,000 and $73,500, where did you get that money, Mr. McCallion?
That was commissions owed to me from the Zen Homes.
Now, if we go to the next page, and in particular to an entry for July 30th, we see another credit in the amount of $50,000. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
And again, in terms of details, in that column we see PJMC deposit. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, where did you get that money, sir?
I didn't have any more resources of my own, so I had to borrow that. I borrowed it from TAC Construction.
Sorry, from whom?
TAC, T-A-C-C.
Sorry, did you say you borrowed that money from
I borrowed
TAC?
that money from TAC, yes.
Why did you need to borrow money from TAC? We realize you didn't have money yourself, but why did you need to put money into WC, these borrowed funds, $50,000 in July 2007?
Well, we had an obligation for a site plan application fee was due, I see August the 2nd. I thought it was July 31st.
Now there's some entries on this document, Mr. McCallion. For example, we see on the first page, April 5th, we see money going out, $2,310.30. Details column says L. Coupry, PJMC expense.
Yes.
June 28, we see $6,000 PJMC consulting. By the way, we see PJMC consulting on March 16th as well for $1,000. And on August 3rd, on the second page, we see $770, and it says El Cupri PJMC expense.
Yes.
Now, do you recall receiving money from World Class Developments during this period?
Yes. I needed to live. I needed some money to pay my own expenses.
Now, you mentioned the loan from TAC. If we could look at Exhibit 196, please. And actually, we don't need to go back to the document, but there appear to be other entries where you were receiving money, expense money, from
Yes.
World Class Developments that I didn't take you to.
Oh, okay.
Is it fair that there may have been other payments made to you in order to pay your expenses, sir?
Other than what was on that sheet, I
Well,
believe
let's go
not.
back to it then, just to be clear. Exhibit 195. So just so that we're clear about this, in terms of payments out to you, we have March 16th, $1,000.
Yep.
We have March 30th, $1,000.
Yes.
We have June 28th, $6,000.
Yes.
We have August 3, $770.
Yes.
Do you see that? Oh, April 5, back on the first page, $2,310.30, and that's El Cupri PJMC expense.
Yes.
See that as well?
Yep.
And we've discussed, have we, the reasons that you were obtaining money? Were there any other reasons you were obtaining money from World Class Developments at that time?
Well, the 2310 for April the 5th was for a trip, for one of our trips. So it went to Leo because he put it on his credit card.
What was the purpose of the trip?
For business, and I do photography when I'm there.
Okay, let's go back to Exhibit 196 then. So this is a promissory note in the amount of $50,000 due November 1st, 2007. If we could scroll down to the signature on this, we see, sir, there are two signatures. We see that, first of all, on behalf of World Class Developments Limited, we have a signature. Whose signature is that?
Mine?
Per Peter McCallion, ASO. Is that correct, sir?
Correct.
Now, you apparently signed this on July 27, 2007.
Yes.
At the time, did you understand what ASO meant?
Yes.
What did you understand it to mean?
As signing officer.
To the right of that, we see co-signer. We see your signature, or what appears to be your signature again. Is that correct, sir?
Correct, yes.
You signed that as well?
Yes, I did.